In the year 2093, a monster of unknown origin suddenly attacks humans and began to destroy everything. But at the same time, the crime rate around the world continued to increase from year to year. Until 2095, the world government could do nothing, and everyone panicked because they felt that no one would be able to save them. At that moment, the first superhero in human history appeared, and his name was Zero. He defeated countless dark forces and caught the supervillains one by one. He defeated many monsters, and even the king of monsters was beheaded. Zero gathered and revealed information about monsters and criminals, and it was he who made mankind truly understand the world. He led the humans' counterattack, and the superhero team was created. In 2100, the crime rate in various countries started to decline and the world gradually returned to peace. But Zero suddenly disappeared without a sound. Next, we see Jialin, who is kicked out of the house by his sister to find work. But no one knows he is the one who once saved the world, and even his sister does not know about it. Just then, Mr. Shishan comes over here for a show. All the girls get excited on seeing him because he is superhero from the Shishan family. At the same time, someone tries to shoot him, but Mr. Shishan saves himself. Then he sees that they are black-handed people who are level C criminals. The criminal then orders his men to shoot him, but Mr. Shishan takes away their guns with his power. Seeing this, they go to attack him, but now Mr. Shishan's partners attack them and injure them all because they were also heroes. But the criminal still does not give up, and he again goes to attack Mr. Shishan, but he seems to be more talented than him, and he injures him easily. Just then, Jialin handcuffs him. Now the leader gets angry because it was actually Mr. Shishan who told him to do so, for which he also paid him. Now the criminal feels Mr. Shishan is playing games with him, so he angrily transforms himself and says, "Now you see the true strength of a level B villain." Seeing this, Mr. Shishan gets scared, but now the criminal injures him. After this, his companions also come to attack, but the criminal injures them very easily. Just then, John Chen also comes here, who is a level E hero. He then gets ready to face the criminal and goes to attack him with the power of his laser glove. But the criminal injures him very easily. Still, John Chen does not give up and tries to attack him several times. But even after this, he could not do anything to him. Now the criminal comes to kill him. Seeing this, John Chen tells Jialin to run away. But Jialin kills the criminal with his skill in a single blow. Seeing this, John Chen requests him to work together and says, "With my super gear plus your super strength, we'll become the strongest superhero team in history." Just then, a lady comes here and is surprised to see that criminal dead. After this, the lady comes to Jialin and starts asking about it. Now John Chen is surprised to see her because that lady is superhero ranked 3rd in H city, and her name is Miss Han Dong Monu. After this, John Chen goes to ask her for autograph, but Miss Dong starts asking about what happened here. Then John Chen tells her everything and says, "I took out my battle gear and fought against the black-handed, and finally my assistant and I dropped it." But Jialin had disappeared from there. On the other hand, Jialin comes to his house where his sister was arguing with her boss because she wants to leave his company to join Dr. Chin Research Institute. But her boss does not listen to her, so Jialin's sister kicks him and drives him away. After this, Jialin comes inside, but his sister still asks him about getting a job. Then he says that it is hard to find work in this world. Hearing this, his sister understands that he still has not got any job. So she gets angry at him again, after which both of them start arguing with each other. But at the same time, John Chen also comes here and Jialin is surprised to see him. John Chen tells his sister, "I am a level E hero and I am here to invite your brother to be a hero." Hearing about this, Jialin's sister could not believe it. Then John Chen says, "Being a hero not only solves job problems but also gets bonuses, and by being my assistant, the Shaoxi group will pay you a salary." Hearing this, his sister immediately agrees to him and says, "From now, my brother will be yours." Seeing this, Jialin forbids John Chen to listen to his sister, but John Chen does not listen to him and says, "Tomorrow I'll take you to the Hero Association to register." Now, Jialin is unable to do anything and he has to obey his sister. The next day, John Chen takes Jialin to the Heroes Association, where a big statue of Zero was installed. But there were statues of some other heroes also next to him. Jialin gets confused seeing this because he does not remember that he fought alongside these people. Then John Chen tells him those who are beside Zero are SS level heroes fighting together, but Jialin could not understand anything about it. Then John Chen says that this was issued 5 years ago. The government proposed this bill. This bill divides heroes according to their effectiveness and battle records, and divided from highest to lowest into SS and S and 8 to other levels. But this bill caused a lot of clashes between heroes, and many heroes left because of it. After this, John Chen goes with Jialin to register first. Now a lady brings them to Yaton, who is a Class B hero. Then Yaton tells Jialin, "If you can hold me for 3 minutes." Hearing this, Jialin tells Yaton that "I can beat you too." John Chen is surprised by this and he is persuaded and tells Jialin, "Even though you beat the Black Hand with one hit, but Mr. Yaton is a Class B hero and he is very powerful." Still, Jialin ignores his words and prepares to fight Yaton. Seeing this, Yaton also takes out his weapon and says, "Apart from you, no one ever dared say that. While I am your examiner, looks like I have to see myself." After this, Yaton comes to attack, but Jialin also takes out his weapon and stops his attack very easily. John Chen and the lady are shocked to see this because this was the first time when someone had taken Yaton's attack and nothing happened. Yaton tells Jialin, "It looks like what you have said just now was not a joke. I admit you are quite strong, and you are the strongest candidate I have ever met. I have seen many people, but most of them enrolling is for fame only." He then tries to attack him again, but nothing happens to him, and he saves himself from every attack of Yaton. Now Jialin also attacks him, but he too easily stops his attack and says, "If this is your true strength, then such ordinary attacks cannot beat me." After this, he again comes to attack Jialin, but this time he injures him and defeats him very easily. The lady and John Chen are shocked to see this. Jialin comes to the lady and asks, "How many points I got in this?" The lady then tells that you have got full points. After this, the lady gets shocked and runs away from there. Then John Chen tells him, "You deserve to be my teammate because you are capable of defeating level B heroes." But after this, the written test of Jialin was going to happen, and he gets terrified on hearing about it. After some time, Yaton regains consciousness and finds himself in the hospital where Miss Dong was sitting next to him. That's when he remembers about his defeat, and this terrifies him. Now Miss Dong tries to ask about it, but he cannot remember the specific details. Then she tells him the newcomer was at least level A because he was very strong. Then she shows him the written test of Jin, in which Jialin also answered to every question in stupid ways. And in the last, when asked about his hero ideas, there Jialin answered, "I don't want to be a hero because I do not even understand what this is." This makes Yaton feel that Jialin is stupid. And on the other hand, the result is announced and Jialin was passed in the test, which makes John Chen very happy. But Miss Dong was also keeping an eye on them. Still, Jialin does not give much attention to this. Just then, he sees some people who were bullying the boy named Yan Cheng. They ask him to withdraw from the association, but he does not listen to them and says, "You are not like a hero." On this, one of them says, "Are idiots who die like Zero only called heroes?" And then he throws him away, but Jialin saves him from getting injured. Now, John Chen gets angry at them because he could not bear the humiliation of Zero. But the man again insults Zero and goes to attack him. Just then, Jialin stops him. After this, they start saying, "Do you know who we are?" We are a well known group of Class D heroes, Golden Triangle. That's when a boy named Shizon comes here. They all get scared when they see him because everyone considers him unlucky. But he is also a big fan of Zero, and they all run away in fear of him. Now everyone gets introduced to each other. That's when Shizon tells, I do not have any friends, but he is a big fan of the 2D character Magician Girl. Upon seeing this, Jialin immediately befriends him because he too was a big fan of Magician Girl. Jialin then invites him to join the team to work together. Shizon gets very excited on hearing this because he has been a level E hero for 5 years, but this is the first time someone wants to collaborate with him. After this, John Chen also gets ready to work with him. Then Yang Cheng asks Shizon about his abilities. Then they come to know that he makes everyone around him indiscriminately unlucky. However, they think he is joking. Shizan then tells them that when he was in an orphanage, one day the orphanage was completely destroyed by fire. However, he fled and was sent to a new orphanage, but in a few days, that orphanage was inundated by landslides and he managed to live again. Hearing this, everyone gets scared. Then he tells that I was saved by Zero when he met a monster, and then I decided to become a hero like him. Meanwhile, he punches a pillar in excitement. Due to this, the entire building starts collapsing, and many people get injured. Just then, Zero's statue is about to fall on a little girl, but Jialin saves her just in time and also asks Shazan to help the injured people. After this, all the injured people are admitted to the hospital. Out of them, Yancheng was also badly injured. Just then, Shizan comes to him to apologize, but he says, I will be grateful if you stay away from me. Hearing this, Shizan tries to explain him. Then Shizan says, it is true, I better stay away from you. There is no need to pity me. Jialin says, whatever I said, I will never take it back. After which John Chen and Yan Cheng also agree, and in this way, a team of 4 is formed. After a few days, all 4 go on a mission because they had received a mysterious letter about a criminal group, those who were about to trade something special today, and they were accompanied by many criminals with level C. In no time, Yan Cheng pack up jet boots, with the help of which anyone can fly at high speed. Now John Chen is excited to go there, and then jet boots take him away. On the other hand, the criminal group was dealing with something, but Jinju wanted to check the item before giving the money. So these people start a biochemical machine, after which a monster is generated in front of them. And in fact, it can also be controlled. Jinju gets very happy seeing this. Just then, Jialin comes here with his team to stop them. Shizan tells them to surrender for doing illegal biochemical transactions. But Jinju gets angry at them and his men try to shoot them. However, everyone saves themselves and Yancheng snatch away all their guns. Seeing this, the criminal sends the monster to attack them, but Shizan fires it up and puts a packet of spicy bacon in its mouth, due to which the controlling device stops working and the monster is out of control. Seeing this, Shizan and Yancheng immediately rush to save their lives. Now, John Chen also comes to his senses and gets worried seeing the situation. But Jialin was not scared at all and attacks the monster with his weapon. However, the monster does not die from its attack, rather, he falls in the middle of main city. Now everyone gets scared seeing this and immediately start running to save their life. Meanwhile, a shopkeeper gets a strong bad smell, so he comes out to check. But the monster was standing right in front of him and immediately grabs him. Just then, Jialin comes here and attacks this monster. But while running, Johnson's condition had worsened. Seeing this, Jialin says, do you have jet boots? Then he tells, shoe battery is limited, so it must be used in battle. That's when John Chen notices that this monster is made of water, so he decides to use his water purifier gadget. Now, he goes to attack the monster, but during this, he gets trapped in its body, after which Jialin takes him out. But his idea was working and the monster was turning into water. Now John Chen uses the jet boots and starts rushing towards the monster. Seeing this, the monster tries to attack him, but he saves himself from each of his attacks with the help of jet boots. Now Jialin understands that John Chen will defeat this monster, so he keeps his weapon inside. After this, John Chen attacks the monster with his gadget, due to which the monster gets destroyed by turning into water. After some time, Yan Cheng and Shizan also come here. They think that Jialin has killed the monster. Then Jialin tells them that Johnchen has defeated the monster. Now Yancheng looks at Johnchen, with whom there was a little girl also, who was actually inside the monster. After this, Jialin and her friends bring this little girl with them. Jialin tries to get to know about her name and parents, but the little girl does not remember anything about herself. At the same time, Miss Dong comes to meet them. Seeing this, Yan Cheng and John Chen get very excited. Today, Jialin and his friends caught criminals and saved the life of a little girl. That's why Miss Dong praises them. But Jialin asks the reason for her coming. Then she gives them a drive containing a lot of information. Now Yanqing plays the drive and Miss Dong explains there have been many charities established around the world, but their goal is to just get humans as experimental materials, and the little girl is one of those experiments. But the child who fails the experiment dies. To know about this, Jialin is unable to control his emotions and starts saying what heroes have done these years. He gets very angry, and due to his power, everyone's condition starts getting worse. Seeing this, Jialin immediately calms down and pretends that it is an old disease. And here the episode ends. Don't forget to subscribe, and also which anime series would you like me to explain next? Drop your answers in the comment box.